guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making a dairy-free pound cake. Now, if you're not dairy-free, you can obviously add the butter and then make it a regular pound cake, but this is low carb, keto friendly, and you guys are gonna be so obsessed. Okay guys, so we're gonna get started with our recipe. Here we have our almond flour, so it's already sifted, beautiful. Now we're just gonna make, we're gonna throw in all of our ingredients into this bowl. Okay, so here we have our protein powder. We're just gonna pour that right in and give that a little whisk. We have our sweetener. So this is powdered allulose. I have everything linked in my Amazon store down below so you can know exactly what I use. But if you have monk fruit or, you know, whatever you typically use, you can use it for this recipe, okay? Now we have a little pinch of salt. I like to add all my dry ingredients first just to give them like a little mix before we start adding the wet. And then here we have our baking powder. Okay, so we're gonna make our little well, and now we're gonna add our wet ingredients. So we have our eggs. I'm just gonna crack those in there. And these should be room temperature. You don't usually want to cook with cold eggs because it doesn't let everything mix in together. Okay, now we have vanilla. So this is vanilla flavor. If you have vanilla extract, then you would just use like a teaspoon. And here we have avocado oil. You can also use olive, coconut, but avocado doesn't have that much like, kind of like a flavor. That's pretty neutral. Doesn't have a dominant flavor. And then here we have our almond milk. Okay, and now you grab your whisk and you just mix everything together. Okay, so we're just gonna finish mixing this. And by the way, I did use oil, but that's because I wanna make it dairy-free. If you aren't dairy-free, you can add all butter or even a combination of the two. So anyway, in the recipe, which will be linked down below, which will take you to lowcarblove.com, you'll be able to print out the recipe and I will put that there for you. So in case you're not dairy-free, you can make it with butter and it's gonna be obviously delicious, but with dairy-free, you have this option, which is amazing. That's what I'm doing right now. And so it's bomb, trust me, it's bomb. Okay, and I want you to take a look at this is the dairy-free version and take a look. This is the consistency, it looks so beautiful and perfect. Bomb. Okay, let's move on to the next step. So we're gonna put this here and we have our little bread loaf pan, which we've lined with aluminum. And now, so you're gonna have parchment. I buy the ones that are just like pre-cut, but at Costco, you can get the big roll. So I have avocado oil, I just spray it. And then I put the parchment, so it's kind of like the glue. So it could stay, because if not, it just flies around. See? And now we are going to spray the inside, so our cake. It won't stick, but you know. So now, this is what it's gonna look like. Okay, so now we're gonna pour in our batter into our little loaf pan. Boom, boom, boom. Now make sure that your oven is preheated. Mine is ready to go, so we're gonna be able to get this right in. But the last thing you want is to make your your batter, put it all in, and then you have to wait like 20 minutes to, heat up your oven. Okay, so our oven is preheated at 350 degrees, and we're gonna put this in for about 15 to 20 minutes on convection. All right guys, so our pound cake is all ready. Let's go ahead and pull them out. We're gonna put it right here on this little mini cutting board. And let's get right into it. We're just gonna cut. I've let it cool for a tiny bit because you don't wanna do it right when it comes out. But let's go ahead and see how the texture looks inside, okay? My favorite part is the edges. I'm one of those little weirdos that likes the edges, even on the bread loaf. Wow. Okay, girl. And remember, this is the dairy-free, so look at how that how that turns out. The crumb is perfect. We're gonna make a blueberry compote to go on top, and it's gonna be so perfect. We are going to, this is a super simple recipe. You honestly don't even have to buy a sugar-free like jam, because you can make yours at home. So easy. So you're gonna need your pot. So yeah, we're just gonna basically throw everything in here, and then we will head off, you know, to cook them. So here are our frozen blueberries. And if you don't like blueberries, you can use strawberries, you can use raspberries, whatever, you know, you prefer. Then we have our sweetener. So this is just some allulose. And if you guys don't know which one, or you wanna know, you wanna use the same one that I use, they are linked down below, and they are on my Amazon store. Okay, and then lastly, just a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And that is it. We're gonna put it on the stove. You will see the process, what it should look like, and then we will adjust if it needs a little bit of sweetener or whatever the case is. So let's go. So now for my favorite part of this entire video, we're doing the taste test. I did add a little bit of homemade whipped cream with a little bit of mixed berry compote and a fresh blackberry to top it off. So let's go ahead and do the taste test. Never in a million years would you think this is dairy-free. You guys have to try this. It is so delicious. I'm so happy girl right now. All right guys, so I hope you really enjoyed this video. Comment down below, let me know, are you dairy-free? Do you want more dairy-free options? Remember, when I make a dairy-free recipe like today, you can totally add either the heavy cream or add the butter and then make it a regular recipe. But at least you know that if you are dairy-free, then there are some options on the channel for you. I'm gonna link the recipe down below. That's gonna take you to lowcarblove.com, where you're gonna be able to print this recipe out along with exclusive recipes that you're not gonna find anywhere else. So make sure you do check that out. And if you want a little more of me, make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, where I share more recipe ideas and just a glimpse into my everyday life. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah. Have you ever had a keto mulita? Let me show you how I made this.
You're gonna start by making your dough using almond flour, coconut flour, and baking powder. Once you've added your dry ingredients, now let's add our wet ingredients and mix together to form your dough. Once your dough is formed, we're gonna cover and let it rest in the fridge. Next, you're gonna divide your dough into equal parts. Now use a tortilla press, a rolling pin, or a wine bottle to flatten. You're gonna spray your comal with avocado oil and let's cook on medium-high heat. Full step-by-step and details are on my YouTube channel at Low Carb Love.